And we're back. We are back. Yep. So let me get in the game here. Uh, so we left off earlier with gathering resources, and I still need to get some jungle wood. I do have a single jungle wood tree, but a single one's not gonna be enough. So we need a little bit more. Yeah, we need a lot more than what that gives us. Get him? Yeah, looks like I got him. One of the things I was thinking of is I don't think I have that ender chest out. I need that. There we go. I need to get some more blaze rod at some point. I don't have enough blaze rod either. So we're going to have to do that at some point too. Let me do this real quick. No, not that. This. Okay. I'm not sure why it's showing me as... Excuse me. I'm not sure why it's showing me as red. I thought it was supposed to be green, but it's showing up as red for some reason. And we need to go in here. I get these tunnels built up. Get a lot of useful... Is that a bastion? I think there's a bastion right there. How have I not seen that before now? And, welcome to the jungle. We got song games. We're just gonna come over here and get all this jungle wood. Oh, look, it's an ocelot. I can't exactly reach that one. Yeah, we may end up building a city out here at some point. But I really need to focus down on getting my current builds finished before I try and tackle like another one. Well, this sure is laggy all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on there. There is method to my madness. And you will see that eventually. And we're going to try and avoid the whole music thing for now. When I uploaded the stream from earlier, it kind of resulted in a problem I was kind of aware that was going to happen. I figured I'd take care of it later, but it is taking me way too long to take care of that problem. I'm still waiting on things to finish before I can properly correct all that. So yeah, we're going to try and avoid music for now. The copyright stuff is so annoying. And yeah, the whole reason I am looking up is because that's where my monitor is. Or more correctly, that's where my TV is. Mounted up on the wall. And that is serving as my monitor for now. Which is also why I've got kind of a weird setup that now allows for me to see the chat. I've got my iPad sitting here with the chat log pulled up. Uh-oh. I miss, yeah, I did, didn't I? Well, that didn't work too well, did it? Completely missed. There we go. Not really sure how much jungle wood I need to grab. Give me that. Thank you, thank you. I imagine I probably need to grab quite a bit. I should have brought I should have made another shulker and brought it with me. Yeah, I can't do a... Oh, it's an ocelot. I was thinking about having the whole next video be me making the wharf. But after thinking about it, that's probably a bad idea. You don't want to have just an entire episode of building up a wharf. So I'm going to have to come up with a couple other ideas. Though that is effectively going to be part of it. Get on my face. Thank you, thank you. That one dropped down there. So I'm trying to think of a topic to talk about. Oh, I can't really think of anything. Well, I mean, we could talk about design. So one of the major, or build styles, not really design, but the big build style to me that I really want to be able to master is steampunk. I want to be able to, excuse me, I want to be able to make stuff that people can instantly recognize as being steampunk. And that's just going to take a little bit of work. And I've been researching it and seeing what kind of block palettes people use. And I gotta say, it's a little bit more diverse than I thought it would be. Now, granted, there's a lot more block types in game now, so there's a lot of different stylized things you can do compared to when I first started playing Minecraft. But yeah, steampunk is the style I would love to be able to master. Right now, I think my own personal style is kind of somewhere between steampunk and cottagecore. Maybe, I'm not really sure. I'll let you guys decide that. Yeah, yeah. In fact, leave a comment on this. What style do you think a lot of my builds actually are? Do they give off a steampunk vibe? They give off a cottagecore vibe, or they give off a completely different vibe? Because right now, I'm still working on my style as a whole. And again, I want to go with steampunk. That's like my favorite style. I think Minecraft lends itself tremendously to steampunk. Is there any more? I don't see any more wood. I see you. And I see you. We'll get to you in a second. I know there's some artists or YouTubers out there that do steampunk, and I have watched a little bit of their stuff on how to make stuff in that style. It's all kind of rudimentary, like doing square-based builds and everything, and not being obnoxious with the squares either. Okay, so we got quite a bit. We're still gonna need a lot more though. There is something I was thinking about. I wonder if my tree farm is capable of farming jungle wood. We got quite a few saplings here. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We're just gonna come over here. I'm not gonna be over here too often, but I do need to replant these just in case. Yeah, don't ask about the hole. When I first came over here, there was a lot of bad stuff that happened. A lot. I don't want to talk about it. I don't really need the bamboo. I got a bamboo farm that I don't even really take care of because I don't really need it that badly. Like, bamboo is one of those things that there's just very little use for it. Like, I think the only two uses is I think it can take the place of sticks in any kind of build you're doing or a block creation, and then scaffolding, and that's pretty much it. Here we go. So, is all this gonna work out for me? No. No chicken. Okay, so this isn't gonna work out. Well, I hope the egg is wrong. Where is... Hmm. We'll go over here. And actually, while I'm thinking about the whole reason I brought this over here was to leave it. Let's do one more. And it's gonna be you. Yep. Yeah, I guess I didn't have much to say on that topic. I should have picked a different topic to talk about. Like, there's only so much I can talk about as far as my own personal build style and what I'm going for. Well, I mean, we literally pretty much covered that. What else? What else can we talk about? I know we kind of touched on my thoughts on some physics stuff earlier, which probably nobody will ever take me seriously on. There's other things like the MCU. Maybe we could talk about the MCU and physics because I was not too happy with how Endgame was done. And I must have been like looking right at it. Because the whole idea of time travel through the quantum realm, I don't know. I don't think so for a second. Mostly because of how Ant-Man works. It just doesn't work. What I mean by that is the idea that it's shrinking the atoms or the space in between atoms. Like that to me just doesn't make one lick of sense. Pretty sure we're gonna go check this out real quick. Yeah, it's a bastion, all right. Is there a decent way for me to get there? Yeah, you know what? We're probably gonna come back here later. Because right now I have a lot of jungle wood that I want to take back with me. I do not want to lose it, and I don't want to deal with all the brutes and everything. Wrong way. come over here. Maybe we can do some more dirt placing. Because I also need to do that side over there. Yep, right. So I've got this area built up already. We probably should go ahead and do this. Oh. Let's... What are you doing here? This one. I need to go searching for netherite anyway. Or ancient debris. Oh, I've still got the stupid saplings. Grrr. Nope. This one. Okay, so this one's probably going to be the deepest part. Oh gosh. Yep, this one's going to be the deep part. Is there an underwater cave there? It looks pretty deep over there. It totally looks like there's a cave there. I have no idea if there actually is. It just looks like it. Okay, now for this. And this is just, you know, a process. It takes forever, which is fine. I've actually had this world for over a year now. and I feel like I haven't made much headway as far as my plans for this world. Uh, the reason for the lack of progress on this world is I'm not sure how to say it, like getting demotivated, I guess. So I originally made this world at the start of Hermit Craft Season 8. And I actually have this world named celebrating Hermit Craft Season 8. However, back in that time frame, I was actually working quite a bit. And if you've seen my congratulations video, you know that I am a big fan of Hermit Craft. I love what they do. I love the builds they make. Not so much their politics. We're not going to get into that. Um, but I do. I really enjoy what they do. I love their content and the idea of making stuff for kids to enjoy is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, I hate to say it this way, but I can't think of a better way. I idolize what they are able to do. You know, the community they have and just the sheer amount of dedication they have to their craft. Like, it is amazing. Like, if you've ever tried to download one of their worlds, just be ready for an epic spectacle if you can get it to run. I know I have tried to download a couple of them, and I just couldn't get them to work. Like, holy cow. There was so much going on that the computer I had at the time was just lagging out. It just could not take everything that they had made. Just completely lagging out my computer. Okay, so we got that there. We may need to make another one. No, because I've still got to do three, yeah, 3 layers of the actual wharf, so that should be fine. It gives us an area to work with, to walk on. I still need to change that. Sort of. I wanted that to be kind of this odd little grassy area. So we got all the dirt put into there. I do need... $67. Do need to do that real quick. I'm going to try and build up the other side a little bit. That's mostly where I harvest uh, lots of spruce when I need it. I know the tree farm can harvest a lot of spruce, but that gets monotonous just sitting there. Oh gosh. Hi. Well, we're getting very, very lucky with those today. The shooting the creeper out of air. Yeah, we'll do this. Because I do want the wharf to extend over here. Which is kind of weird because I want to put a bridge like somewhere right in here. And this whole area is just going to be cut off. Like maybe a small ship can get through there, like a paddle boat or something. Oh, fell off. But yeah, this entire area is going to be one giant shipyard. eventually. For now, we're just trying to get some base work done on it. I want to show some major progress in the next episode. And as for the next episode, I'm still trying to think of how I actually want to do this because I'm... Excuse you? Okay, well, that happened. Now I've got this giant wall over here. I forgot about that. There's a little cave over there. Okay, so right. Sword there, bow here. Silk touch can go there. That can go there. Fortune can stay over there. I generally prefer my silk touch. Fortune goes here. So I screwed up. That goes there. This goes here. That goes there. This goes here. That goes there. This goes here. That goes down in my slot, and that'll work for now. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Okay, what was I talking about before I got rudely interrupted? I was talking about how I hate sand. That's exactly what I was talking about. I hate sand, and I hate it when it does this. Have I told you how much I hate sand? I hate it when it gets in between your toes. I hate it when it wants to play by its own rules. But yeah, we're not gonna make up our own terrain shapes here for the most part, except for when I have to fix things like that. So we just want this to kind of follow the land for the most part. And then we'll work on the shape of everything else as we go. Ah, okay, so we need more dirt. come over here and put a little more here. And probably do something like that. And we'll figure out what to do in there. It's not as important as over here. And I think we're just going to start right here. Yeah, basically we're just going to build up a land mass here. And just kind of fill it all in with dirt for now. And then we'll do some other stuff around it and on it and yada yada. We're gonna transform this whole area eventually. I mean, it's making slow progress. We're getting there. This is a long haul kind of project. This isn't something that's gonna happen overnight. Which is fine. You know, we need a kind of long haul project to really get the series off to a start. And with that, that's part of the reason why I've gone with the whole story idea. Uh, in order to bring in people, I have to have some kind of catch. Like, why come and watch me? Uh, I know I am not the best of builders, and I know I'm not the best of redstoners. The other options available to me were the goofball, and I don't really know how to write funny. And this is kind of based on what my favorite author, Jim Butcher, was saying when he went to write the Dresden Files. He had a couple of options. He had the seasoned veteran that is super powerful, knows everything. But the problem with that is, you know, you can't really challenge a character like that. Like, nothing seems like a challenge to them, so that makes for a very boring read. And then you've got the novice, where everything is a challenge and just getting by, and then reading up on them becoming super powerful. And he's like, well, I don't want to start off this character being super weak and take forever to get to where he's doing stuff. So the other option he had was, how about an ultra powerful character that is a complete goofball? Well, not ultra powerful, but a powerful enough character who is just a giant goofball. And that's where we get Dresden from. And Dresden's my absolute favorite character. If you haven't read the Dresden Files, I highly suggest it. So with me, I was looking at, you know, what have other people done? We've got a lot of redstoners. We got people that really know the mechanics of the game, who are extremely thoughtful when planning out redstone stuff. And then we have people that are really good artists that can build just absolutely amazing stuff. Some of my favorite builders include Good Times with Scar, False Symmetry, Stress Monster. I'm trying to think of who all the builders are. And just to name a few, we're going to leave it at those. There are a lot more, but those are some of my favorites. And the point is that, you know, you look at the stuff I've built so far, what I've gotten done, some of these aren't actually done, but they're done enough that I can let them sit for a while I think of how to finish them. But the point is, I'm not on that kind of level where I am like super good at building and come watch me because I'm the best there's ever been at building. No, I'm not there. Not even close. So I was thinking, you know, I need to come up with some kind of hook, some reason why you would come watch me. And I had an epiphany about that. Like, I am always coming up with storylines and stories based on pre-existing characters or series that are already over and just injecting my own story elements into it. So with that being said, I hit upon an idea based on Doc M77 and Rendog's Hermatrix from season 8. Now, it gets a little bit ironic from this point on because I came up with this storyline and I started working on it, and it was a good idea, it sounded great, and then a few things happened that fit in so perfectly well with my ideas that it just can't be a coincidence. And one of those was the idea that two hermits have gone missing, which we actually have two hermits right now that are MIA. We did recently get a text from Mumbo, or I don't even know how I did that. That was a complete accident. We did get a recent tweet from Mumbo saying that he is planning on returning to Hermit Craft in September, which is extremely ironic because I think I could actually tell a good chunk of my story before he even comes back. Now, the caveat is that some of the story requires collabs with some of the hermits, and some of the things going on the Hermitcraft server fit in perfectly with the story that I've been building. So it's very interesting that some of those things are going on at the same time that I've come up with the story when we're out of dirt again. And I don't believe in coincidences, so there must be a reason that everything I've thought up fits in perfectly with what some of the goings on over there are. I completely missed. We may come in and remove some of the sand. I do need to get up to this height and then level everything off. Now, so it's kind of interesting right now with watching the hermits and what's going on there because it fits so well with the story that I've come up with. Maybe maybe there's a chance that I can complete my story before he comes back, and maybe there's also a chance that I could complete my story with them, with their help. I don't foresee that actually happening, so I have to keep in mind that I may have to make this story completely 100% on my own, which does present a few problems. It's not like I have any female friends that could do some voice acting for me. Or heck, enough friends to actually fill in character slots. But most of this idea is also based off of Hermit Craft anyway, so I probably I probably really need to double down on my efforts to make the story 100% original and not involve them at all. But something tells me that involving them is actually the better option, despite the fact that, yeah, I'm not part of them. I don't know why. It just seems like the story would be much better if it was with them than, say, me doing it by myself. I mean, the story as is written for them, specifically for them. And I think it's because they were trying to tell a story last season, and just the idea and concept of it really inspired me, more so than any Hermitcraft season ever has. So I basically came up with a story arc based on that. And it all started with one little detail: the giant flower on the back of the Hermetheus. What is that flower? Why wasn't it brought up? How come nobody's talked about it? Could it be that this flower is something sinister, or is it just a flower? Or is it causing sinister things to do or to happen, and itself is not evil? You'll just have to wait and see. And hopefully, maybe somebody will see this, bring it to their attention, and they may take an interest in it themselves. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see what happens there, because I don't really know what's going to happen there. They may go for it, they may not. I know Exuma didn't really like trying to tell a story with Evil X and everything. That's just not his style. But it is mine. Like, I love coming up with story arcs. And trying to tell a story using Minecraft is actually just kind of 100% me. Like, the idea of what I'm doing is it's just me. That is just who I am and how I am, and I think it would fit in so well with me trying to grow my channel. It would just be perfect. Um, so I guess that's going to be a lot of dirt. I guess I need to fill all this in. We need to... I need to come in here and fill all this in too. Originally I was thinking about trying to keep this little piece of river and make it a little bit deeper, but now I'm thinking if I'm going to have the dock storage up there somewhere, we kind of need to keep this aligned with everything so that they have like a path for uh, unloading ships. And one of the things I need to look into, because it's not something I know how to do offhand. I need to be able to build a, if I can say this right, a derelict building up there. Heck, I may even do a little bit of that kind of work with, this is too deep. What I was thinking is I could use the Minecraft shipwrecks to try and build my ships, because I do want them to look like they've just been sitting there. The idea would be that now that we have airships, uh, who needs a watercraft these days? It's kind of the thought process I've got going on with that. If that makes any sense. Because this is supposed to be modeled after a steampunk world where steam is the source of energy, which means a lot of copper. I need to find so much copper. I'm kind of regretting not upgrading this world to 1.18, but the map is completely different. So yeah, that's not going to work too well. I think I'm just about out of dirt. I have to stock up on dirt. In fact, we may have to go and get more dirt before this is over. Not really sure. We hit that 2 hour point, and we'll probably take a break. We're not even at an hour yet. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, I was literally just thinking that it'd be a lot easier if I brought these over here somewhere. Yeah, give me that, give me that. Go there, you go here. That can go there, that can go there. You really should be there. We'll probably have to chop down these trees at some point. But as far as my next episode and the plans for the next episode, I'm not going to give too many spoilers on it. But what I will say is that I think Natanis, me, needs to start seeing some puzzle pieces. And if you've seen any of my comments on Hermit videos, what I basically mean there is that I'm going to try and find as many of my comments as possible, and probably incorporate those into the next episode. As like literal fourth wall breaks. I know one of the things I want to do is kind of a running joke is breaks in the fourth wall. And if you don't know what that means, you're not nerd enough. But yeah, that's kind of my plan with the fourth wall thing is I want to I want to kind of use the fourth wall breaks as a running joke. Get rid of these. I need to chop down this tree. No, give me this. So yeah, breaks in the fourth wall are going to be like a running gag. Which actually gives me an idea for something. I know I said I'm not gonna try and do a goofball, but I gotta at least try some comedy. Maybe people will catch on to my very odd sense of humor. Maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll see. Oh my gosh, I gotta fill all this in too. Oh, okay. But do it. This is the grind. And this is what you gotta do to make content. A lot of behind the scenes grinding. And that's what the YouTube stuff's gonna be part of. Or the Twitch streaming is gonna be. I'm gonna be grinding out all the grindy bits that I've gotta do. Like in the future, we're probably gonna come in. I was trying to think of a way to do a timer for when the stream actually starts. And I was looking for one, and I didn't like anything I could find, so we're gonna have to make my own timer. Which is effectively going to be, what, 300 frames? Oh, 300 frames. I'm not looking forward to that. Nope. You, go. It's gonna be a giant pain in the butt. But at least it'll be original, and nobody can copyright me on that if I do it myself. Actually, it's probably going to be more than 300 because I had a thought process on that I was thinking of. So if you've seen my channel art, it's very hard to see on anything other than the actual picture, but it's supposed to be out in space. There's a lot of stars in the background. Basically, if you use paint.net or Photoshop, it's just noise in the background, just white noise, and it makes it look like it's out in space. However, when it when I put it on my channel as my banner, it kind of lost that detail. You don't see it. It just looks like a black background, unfortunately. Not a whole lot I can do with that. Hopefully it looks better in videos, but I don't actually know if it does. I don't know. We'll see. No, there is no we'll see. It's already done. It's already up. But that's just how I have it set up right now. We got a lot of other things that we need to do. I need to work on more art for streaming. Like some of this has been a work in progress for a long time. But now I've got the time to actually work on it. I'm going to work on it as best I can. Uh, my time frame today for actually working on stuff kind of got cut off a little bit. But that's because of taking care of the puppies, and I went with family for lunch, which was kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that. We all sat there and chatted a little bit. Oh, no more dirt. And such riveting gameplay right now, me just placing a lot of dirt. Oh yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch. Hello and welcome. I see that there's supposedly 2 people. I don't really know. I can't really tell. Nobody's chatting. I'm the Tanis Lycans. We are currently in the process of setting up some stuff for my next YouTube episode. And we've been kind of chatting about my plans for my YouTube channel and everything that I'm trying to do. And this is just kind of part of it. And eventually we should have something really cool looking. Or at least that's my plan. We'll see. That's going to mean leaps and bounds as far as my creativity is concerned. Like, naturally, I'm a pretty creative person, but it's always felt like to me like I'm on this level that I just cannot get to the next level. You know, like it's kind of like a very difficult Mega Man level where until you beat it, you can't get to the next one, kind of thing. And that's kind of where I feel like I'm at in life. And I feel like life is about to throw me some interesting curves. I don't know where it's going, but we're going there head first. We are diving in because things just seem to be pointing me in that direction. But where are you guys at? Like, where's your life journey taking you to? Any new places, new experiences that you think are in the future for you, or maybe you're on that journey right now? Because I definitely feel like I'm on a journey. I just don't know where that journey's going. And it definitely feels like I am being pushed heavily in this direction too. Like there's just been so many things happening in life. Such as like a reset. It's like So, we've been watching these Hallmark movies, and the one that was on today, it was basically a guardian angel who was telling the person that she's guarding or trying to help that sometimes life just needs a little nudge in the right direction. And that's effectively what she's trying to do. She's trying to nudge this person in the correct path and the correct journey because she's gone astray. And I just found it so ironic considering what's been going on with me as of late. Like signs left and right pointing me in a specific direction. These are still here. It just feels like life is telling me that I need to take this risk. So I decided to start this journey a little over 3 weeks ago. And this is not something I thought I would ever try to do. Well, yeah, I definitely thought I would try to do it, but the first the first time around trying to do this just did not work. It didn't pay off. I was getting kind of desperate in a way because I was panicking, basically. This time I'm not panicking. I'm going to try and do this smart and dedicate myself to doing this and hopefully get some things going. I mean, we'll see. If this really is part of my destiny, I expect to see things kind of take off. But let's be real about this though. That is a heck of a thing to happen. Like most people that do this kind of thing take years, and I mean years, to build up their communities. And from what I can tell, I have months. It is possible. I have seen it done by people that just didn't have any other choice. Like they lost their jobs or something like that, and they just decided to start streaming one day. And next thing they know, it just kind of blows up around them. Oh, hi, thank you. Thank you very much. But yeah, I have no idea who that was. I can't see anything. It's not showing me anything on the stream manager, though it should. I don't know why it's not. But yeah, thank you very much for that follow. Every little bit helps. Okay, that's weird. Basically, it was a notification from Death Battle Reddit. If you don't know what Death Battle is a YouTube show where they pit fantasy characters. Let's give you an example. Actually, let's do one of my favorites. Raiden from the Metal Gear series against Wolverine. They pit fantasy characters against each other in a battle to the death. And then they figure out, based on armor, weapons, speed, and yada yada yada, all the statistics of said characters, which one would actually win if they just met randomly and fought. So there's no build up. They don't get to pre-plan. These two characters meet randomly one day and they fight. And they figure out who would win based on the information of those characters. And Raiden versus Wolverine is one of my favorites because they had to dig deep to figure out if Raiden could in fact defeat Wolverine. Because the big problem was Wolverine's stamina. He could just simply outlast Raiden. And what they discovered as they were looking for any kind of reason why Wolverine wouldn't just outlast him, they discovered a character called Misty Knight who has uh, Antarctic vibranium. And it basically what it does is it separates the molecules in any item that it is near. Like it causes vibrations, making it capable of destroying stuff that it's near. Oh, hey, what's up, Drew? Drew Brizzle, yeah, Drew Bizzle in the house. What's going on, man? And thank you very much for that. But what I was saying is, so they discovered that her Antarctic vibranium would do the exact same thing as Raiden's sword. Therein meaning that Raiden could in fact cut through uh, Wolverine's adamantium armor skeleton. So, considering he was much faster, much stronger, they determined that uh, Raiden would actually win a fight against Wolverine. So that was a really cool. They really went above and beyond on their research for that one. There are some others I take issue with, but that one in particular just tells me that they took the time to do the research to figure out exactly who would win that fight. And that is like one of my favorite death battle fights to date. Like they just spent so much time trying to figure that out. It's amazing. Okay, so we're back over to our dirt dig because apparently we didn't have enough. So back to digging out dirt. Now, this is something that is not necessary. There's lots of other people who uh, just cover up an area and create a mini mob spawner, but I don't like that idea. I don't want that to happen. I don't need the extra lag. And I definitely don't want the lag from all the torches to try and keep mobs from spawning. So we're just going to collect lots of dirt and relocate it. But Drew, if you're still there, man, how you doing? It's been a while. And I hope you brought Tilo and Todd with you. Because I kind of have some news for all three of you. And that news is that you guys are not the only ones that left. I finally had enough of the heat. Give him a minute to respond if he's still there. I'm not entirely sure he's still there. I guess we can continue talking about Death Battle. Their latest Death Battle was... I don't... I'm still not very happy about it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Their latest Death Battle... Get out of my inventory. The latest Death Battle was actually a Predator versus Boba Fett. And... like, I am so not a big fan of that one. They declared that Boba Fett would actually win that battle. I don't see it. Like, even after their analysis breakdown of the two characters, I don't see Boba Fett being able to defeat a Predator. I just don't see it. Mostly because of his combat experience. Like, I don't think he's as seasoned a warrior as a Predator. Like, I think he would just be annihilated. But according to their findings, he would actually win a fight against a Predator. I don't see it, but that's what they said, so... it doesn't make any sense to me. The only two things that make sense to me at all on that are that he hunted Jedi, and a Jedi is definitely more dangerous than a xenomorph. Thing was, they claimed he held his own against Darth Vader, and Darth Vader really didn't try too hard to kill him. He was only teaching him how to fight. Basically so that if he did encounter a Jedi, he would know how to fight back, kind of thing. So Vader really didn't push too hard to kill Boba Fett. He just kind of trained him in combat a little bit. It does not set well with me. The other thing that I'm kind of okay with is the difference in armor. Beskar armor is just probably one of the most OP fictional armors out there. Like, that stuff is nearly indestructible. The problem I have with that is while the armor is nearly indestructible, the person wearing the armor is not. They flat out showed us that the armor is tough enough to survive Sith lightning. However, at the same time, what they showed is that it completely vaporized the person in the armor. They kind of missed that detail. Flat out missed it. They said, yeah, it's this durable. Like, look, this happened. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, the person wearing it is gone. Like, the armor fell over with the person inside just gone. Just completely vaporized. So the idea that the armor is extremely OP, I'm fine with. The idea that the person wearing the armor wouldn't be absolutely destroyed by some of the Predator weapons, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that at all. Honestly, there probably should have been a little bit more going on there than that. I really think that if a predator had thrown out one of his tracking blades or stalking blades, that it would have just beheaded Bulba just like his father got beheaded by Mace Windu. I gotta say, I was actually kind of surprised by that one. I was totally expecting Boba Fett to get killed in this one, and he survived. I don't agree with it, but, you know, I'm not part of Death Battle, so I can't argue it. Doesn't matter how much I disagree with it. But there's been some that I disagreed with heavily, and ironically, they actually went back and redid those episodes, and their findings showed that I was exactly right the second time around. One of the more recent ones was uh, one of their older videos. They did Cloud Strife versus uh, Link from Legend of Zelda. And they claimed that Link was far stronger and far superior in terms of a lot of other things. And I was just like, hold up, no, 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 no. Link is basically just, he's got superhuman feats. He's still got feats that are within the realm of possibility for humans. Um, some of the feats that Cloud Strife has, like I would put him in low Dragon Ball tier of power. Like he could easily fight Yamcha or Tien or maybe Krillin kind of level of power. Link I wouldn't even put on that same kind of level. And they claimed that Link would actually win that fight. I did not agree with that. Later they came back and completely redid that episode, and then sure enough, he ended up losing, and Cloud won the second time, which made a heck of a lot more sense than the first one. Like the idea that Cloud would lose to Link was just absolutely ridiculous. And part of their reasoning for that was based on the one game. I can't think of what it's called. Like it's it's a fighting game where they had a lot of different characters in it, and Final Fantasy characters were part of it. And in that particular game, they generally only had like one extra ability. I think Cloud's in that was like he had fire materia, so he could throw like fireballs and things. And so they based it off of that version of Cloud, and they just downgraded how strong Cloud really is so badly that we got the ridiculous notion that Cloud would lose to Link in a fight. They did come back later and redo that, and Cloud just absolutely dominated that fight, like it should have been from the beginning. Like, there's no reason why he should have lost the first time. I don't fully understand why they did that. There's a few others that they've done like that that don't make any sense to me, like their reasoning for Majin Buu losing against Kirby. I don't I don't get it. Like before they did that fight, they'd had Vegeta and Goku in other fights, and they claimed that the characters were just on a completely different level of speed. Like they were quoting uh, Goku and Vegeta going at hundreds of times faster than the speed of light. But when they did the fight of Majin Buu versus Kirby, they claimed that Kirby could fight at light speed while Buu couldn't. Now tell me if that makes any sense. That one still bugs me to this day. Like, how can you claim that Goku and Vegeta are fighting at well over light speed, and then come back and say that Majin Buu, who by all rights was kicking their butts, couldn't move that fast? It never made sense to me at all. And then they take things out of context, like the fact that characters don't get out of the way of certain things and they do get out of the way of others. Case in point, they did this with Majin Buu because he did get hit and was killed by the spirit bomb that Goku created and sent at him. And by that, they decided that because of this happened, it means that he couldn't, in fact, move out of the way of it. Instead of understanding the flat out arrogance of Majin Buu, thinking that he could outmuscle this ginormous thing that ended up killing him. I mean, other characters have died to lesser things that they didn't think would. It's not actually that uncommon in media at all for characters to die to things that they shouldn't. Now, you could say that about this whole ordeal as well, but the point I'm trying to make there is that sometimes they take things out of context and claim it as, oh yeah, this is for real, this happened. And you're going, wait, no, that's implied, that's not actually what happened. Or maybe it's not implied at all. Maybe it's, like I said, you got a character that's just arrogant, doesn't think they can be harmed, and then they get absolutely destroyed because they are being too arrogant about what they're doing. Kind of, ooh. Well, there's a couple of holes here. I didn't know about this one. We're just going to do a bit of cave exploring. I'm tired of gathering dirt and just placing it down. We need to change it up a little bit here, just so I don't go insane. Oh, oop, yep, here we go, here we go. I need you. Get in my belly. Oh, I see that. Is there any more? Yep, here we go. Some more right here. And then some more. Yay. I'm always in need of copper. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Any more? Nope, no more. No more. We do want this. I will need this for a project later. And then we're over to this. I did see another path over here. I didn't look at all. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. There is some more iron. I think I've got... No, give me... thing about having an iron farm is I don't really have a need for the iron. But what I do need is I do need the raw iron to make raw iron blocks. Okay, we may have to come back to this because I think my inventory is a little bit full. We're not going to be able to get much dirt at a time. And I think I need to go get some chicken. And probably put up the stone. We probably need to take a little mini break. I need to go use the restroom. Wait. Nope, I didn't make it. Oh, well, I glitched through the door, that's fine. No freaks, please. I still haven't fixed that. Oh, wait. Let's just go ahead and fix that. So there's that. This is the copper. Yeah, that's fine. We're getting our smooth sandstone for the future. Oop. I ran right into that wall. Go in the door. Drop that there. This goes here. We didn't. No, here. Raw iron blocks. Which actually, I should probably move those into this. Because I got plenty of raw iron ore. And let's just go ahead and fill up. It's almost night. Okay, for part 2 of our stream today, we've been live for almost an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to take a small little break, get up, stretch around, and use the bathroom. Let's go over here. I need this. I need to find a better image, but for now that works. Yeah, we'll be back. I am going to mute the game sounds so you're not hearing that. Yeah, there we go. And I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. We are back. And do that. Just a great place to AFK. Got all the farms over here. In fact, one thing I didn't show in my video is I built this ugly wheat and honey farm. It's actually not finished, but I didn't really have a plan for the design. I just knew that I needed to get a wheat farm added in here. So I went ahead and did this. Ooh. That could have been bad. Because I think my last set spawn was way over there. It's not that far. I actually was using my horse to travel this distance when I first started. Because I was constantly coming over here for sand. That, and I was trying to figure out where certain things are. So we got desert here, and way over there is another desert. And over here we have a swamp. Unfortunately, it does not have a witch hut anywhere. I've been all over this. There is no witch hut, unfortunately. So I may have to look for a different swamp if I ever want that. This is my hut. I was trying to get some slimes to spawn. So I was sitting there day and night waiting for slimes to spawn. So we're back on the grind of getting enough dirt to fill in the areas we need over there. Honestly, I wish there was a way to generate dirt. Like so many other blocks that you can just get in various ways without ever having to destroy an area. Unfortunately, dirt is not one of them. And a lot of the dirt that I had actually came from the mines. And anytime I came across a section of dirt in the mines, I would mine it up and just grab it all. Because it was very important that I found that. Or important that I grabbed it. You never really know what you're going to need dirt for. It's one of those blocks that when you need it, you don't have it, and when you don't need it, you have tons of it. So it's one of those things that I generally try to collect plenty of. Now, I will admit we could use some of the grass blocks that I have, but I generally like to save grass blocks for when I need grass. Like when I have a lot of dirt in some kind of section that I don't feel like waiting or spending time waiting on the grass to grow to all the other blocks. And then I just put some grass blocks into the mix so that it quickly spreads. It's not something that I generally like to use when I'm just trying to terraform. Even though, let's face it, I'm not a full-on terraformer either. We're just doing something for the eventual build that's going on top of it. This is going to serve more of as a baseline structure. We may come out this way and do something eventually. Maybe some experiments in building styles. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll just see what happens when it happens. It's something that we're going to have to kind of grow into and get used to. We're just going to stick with 1.17 for a while. Use this world as my growing world, and once I start growing some, we'll work on other worlds, doing other things. I do have a plan for introducing... Hang on a second. Did I... Yeah, I unmuted that. Good, good, good. Okay. For a second there, I thought I was talking to nothing. I do have some plans on how to incorporate some mods into my YouTube series, but for now, I mean, nobody knows me. So trying to build up a community when you are an unknown, you kind of need to start somewhere, and I figured I would start with vanilla, and then as vanilla catches on, we'll start introducing mod packs. I don't have any picked out right now. There are a fair few that I know about. One of them I would like to eventually pick up is Vault Hunters. I would love to try and play Vault Hunters. Watching Iscal's series on Vault Hunters has been enlightening on exactly what it takes to get Vault Hunters really going. But at the same time, it is just like ridiculous. Like, you literally have to beat Minecraft, i.e. go kill the dragon, in order to really start diving into Vault Hunters. And the idea of having to take on a monumental task of beating the Ender Dragon right off the bat just so I can get to the content of the actual mod pack, it doesn't sound too... It doesn't sound like fun. It doesn't sound like something I want my viewers to see, because I imagine it would take a little bit of time for me to get any traction in a new world kind of way. So I figured it's better to wait on mod packs until I have a bigger following. That way gives people time to get used to me, see what I like, and just go from there. Like, one of the big things I want to do is I definitely want to play some Pixelmon. But until we get a following going, I think we'll just leave Pixelmon to the side for now. It is something I would like to do in the future, and you know, we'll see where it goes from there. Pixelmon is definitely on the tables in the future. In fact, one of my ideas for an episode is going to be introducing that concept of different mod packs. As of right now, there's no real plans for doing anything other than vanilla at the moment. and I do need to go and look around at some mod packs. We may have to use some mod packs to continue telling the story I have planned. I don't know as of right now, but that is a very big possibility that we're going to have to do that. I mean, if you've seen the actual episode, then you know that I kind of declare myself as something called a cleaner. That is a concept that was presented to me in Back for Blood. Like the characters are called cleaners, and basically they just go in and deal with infected zones and take care of them. So they effectively like clean out the infection. So that's kind of where the cleaners thing was born from. I may change the name eventually, but we'll see. For now, it's just going to stick as cleaners because I don't feel like doing alterations to that episode. But alterations to things like that is definitely in the cards for the future. As the series progresses, you'll see what I mean by that. Oh, flip. So I'm thinking for today, we may end up going for another hour or so, and then I'll probably get off for today. Mostly just because I got other things I gotta take care of, such as the pets. It's one of the good things about me trying to do this is more time with the pets, but at the same time, I'm not actually with the pets. Which is kind of frustrating, but I will be here with them, so nothing should happen to our precious puppies. Unlike my shovel's getting ready to break. How much more do I need? Might be able to get 9 more, we'll see. That's only like a little over 1.5. But all this is for future videos, so let's just keep doing it. We're gonna do this. I hope my shovel doesn't break. And the reason we hope my shovel doesn't break is this is a brand new shovel. Made it earlier. Oh, okay, so that's more than enough. Yep, that's more than enough. And actually, we may end up making the city really big, because we got all this over here too. We got a nice big area here with a little dip down. We got plenty of room in the savannah to actually make a city and do some fun things. Like, I definitely want to try my hand at some bridges, and not just any bridges. I'm talking like really big, really cool looking bridges. That is something I really want to be able to make. Some amazing looking bridges. We may end up flattening this out a little bit before we get too too carried away with things over here. I think I want to make a decision right here on this. Yeah. We're going to fill this in. I don't plan on shaping this at all. Oop, okay, so, well, I guess I did on accident. But yeah, we're going to fill this all in. The reason for that is as I was coming over here, I noticed that we have this weird shape with this little corner here, and I was like, that's gonna look funky if I do a wharf around that. So let's just terraform this out, like make it disappear. We'll figure out some of the other things later. for now, we just want to try and get all of this looking a certain way. So yeah, we're going to come in here and we're going to fill this all in. But I think for now, I think the wharf area is probably going to end somewhere here, and then we'll finish up the rest later, because that's going to be a lot of terraforming we got to do, and I kind of want to get the city started at some point. Does bring back an interesting point that I've been thinking about how I'm going to do. So if you've seen the last episode of my series, you'll know that we left off with my world being erased. Which obviously it's not erased, it's just part of the story. So I gotta think. I mean, I kind of have a plan for how the city, or how the world gets restored. And I'm 90% sure about that aspect of how we're going to do that. It's going to be basically just a computer glitch kind of thing happened, and this is what actually spurred Natanus to me to wake up. He's trying to figure out, what's going on? Why did my world just glitch? And we're also going to introduce the ship AI in that episode and have a little bit of confusing fun with that. And I also think I'm going to introduce a character, because let's face it, I gotta keep all of this to myself, as if I'm not actually going to be able to do it with the people that I would like to. I mean, the story was written. Well, the story hasn't been written. It's the concept of the story is supposed to be around the people that actually came up with the origin of the story. And that's very vague and very confusing, I know. So, recap on that. So, Season 8 of Hermit Craft, we got the Hermatrix and the idea that everything they are doing is in a virtual world. And the Hermits are basically in transport to the next location for where they're going to build. I.e., they're changing servers, the season's over, it's time for some changes, kind of thing. And one of the things they did is at the end of it, they had shown a giant flower on the back of the Prometheus spaceship, and they didn't say anything about it. And so far, there has not been any kind of development on that. Whether or not Rendog continues that, or whether or not Doc M continues that, remains to be seen. I severely doubt they do, because people, some of the members, let's say it that way, like Exuma, didn't really like the idea of telling a story. It was something different, and they didn't like it. Me, on the other hand, I love telling stories. So I am picking that story up. Rendog is sort of continuing it, sort of not. It's not really explaining a whole lot. But my continuation story is that the Prometheus and the Hermits have been, I see you over there, have been out of contact for over a year. And you ready for this? Mobile monitoring order and jurisdiction around nearby galaxies, Mojang, has not been able to reach the Hermits. They have not been able to reach the Prometheus in a couple years now. So and then they also started noticing a problem where the colonies aka the worlds that the hermits have made, have started going dark. And they've got no idea what's going on. They can't get a hold of anybody. And even worse is that this darkness, per se, is starting to spread. And it's coming inwards from the outer colonies. So the idea I came up with, and I'm going to try and describe this without giving any spoilers to what I'm planning, is that they hired a cleaner, me, to pursue the Prometheus and find out what is going on. Now, because I am not associated with them, I figured the way I would do this is say that the hermits are 10 light years ahead of me, which is kind of a nod to their 10th anniversary being this year. If you missed out on that, go check it out. A lot of them had really cool things that they did, including going back to previous world tours that somebody uploaded for them, which I wish we could have, as fans, I wish we could have seen that. The sheer size of it, though, the sheer scope. Like, I can't believe somebody actually managed to put that together. Anyway, so I am 10 light years behind them. The chances of me catching up to them and figuring out what's going on is next to zilch. You know what? We're going to come in here and do this. I know. That'll just save me hassle later, is all. Anyway, so the chances are very slim that I'll be able to catch up to them and figure out what's going on. The story element there is that there's a very good chance that I will never be able to tell a story with them. It's going to be on my own. So that's part of me setting it up so that I don't have to rely on them to tell my story. Because if I never... With the way they allow people to join them, it's just a little bit better if I can make it to where this is my own story. It doesn't involve them at all. And that's kind of what I'm going with. So the idea is I'm trying to catch up to this deep space transport ship that has gone dark. Nobody knows why, and basically bad things are happening. Nobody understands what is happening, and my job is to go and find out. Now, with that being said, I do have a story arc in mind for what is actually happening and my role in that. And my role in that is a lot more important than you may realize at first. Now, a few people that I know that I've shown my 5th episode already figured out what the catch is. So I guess I spelled it out a little too much. I do like the idea of what the little catch is, but, you know, we'll see. It may just be too much. It may be too much information right off the back and allows people to figure it out almost immediately. But yeah, that is kind of the concept that we are going with, is me trying to fix things that have happened. And in the meantime, like me trying to catch up to them, it's me inside of a matrix, a hermatrix, creating logs and things like that, like me creating my world, this world here that you see, and basically it gives me something to do while my journey is going on. Think of it like the holodeck on any of the Star Trek series where, you know, to pass the time, they go to the holodeck, they have a little bit of fun and all that. My character is supposed to not enjoy it at first and then slowly build up to enjoying it, but this is kind of like something that he was told to do, not something he wants to do. So in this entire journey, I am basically doing something that is not something I normally do, basically, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And that would be like sharing what it does. And hopefully over time, like with anybody that makes videos, hopefully over time my building skills will actually improve while my storytelling also improves. Which at 100% it will. It's just, you know, trying to explain it in a way that makes sense. Does that make sense? So hopefully you guys like what I do. You like the storyline that I'm going to be sharing and making. But we got a lot of work to do. Uh, one of the things I would love to do for the next episode is kind of show some major progress, which is why we are going to go ahead and start on the wharf. We probably aren't going to finish it in the first episode because that's a lot of building to do. I still have to terraform all around my house. I've got to terraform around this and then the backside of that. So it is going to be a major task, a major undertaking. But yeah, that's kind of going to be the start of not really my mega base, but my mega build. Because I've always wanted to build a city, and we are going to make this city massive. It's going to be absolutely enormous. Like, I want this city to be big enough that if you were playing on a server, you would be able to have your own house kind of size. Like, legit, you guys could potentially role play uh, a steampunk world. Like, maybe somebody's role playing Sherlock Holmes kind of thing. That's the kind of build we are talking about. So we need to keep it kind of big. We need to make sure it looks really good. So that's going to be some effort on my part to work on my build style. Because, you know, from what you can see here, actually, let's just go, let's take a minute and fly over here. So from what you can see here, my build style does need a little bit more work. But it is starting to kind of form this like industrial area. Like we got sheep with a big house there. We got this log farm that we're building. We're gonna have a tower here. That might actually serve as our lighthouse. It's a little bit far from the coast, but the idea is, you know, there's supposed to be ships out here, so maybe that'll be the lighthouse. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. And then this is gonna be sparse, like country land, like there's farms out here and everything. And it's gonna be kinda out of sight because way over there is where the actual town's gonna be. That is one thing I'm hoping to do in the next episode is kind of lay out more of my ideas for what I want to build and the sheer scope of what I'm thinking. And the scope that I have is just absolutely insanely massive. It's going to take me a while. I don't know exactly how long either. It's probably going to be a painful one. But with the new amount of time, free time I have, it is something that is totally doable. Assuming everything goes well with YouTube, because if it doesn't, I'm going to lose I'm gonna lose out on the free time I've got. So hopefully you guys enjoy what you're seeing. Hopefully the content is enough that you come back and help me build my own legacy. Because that's one of the things I really want. I really want my own legacy. I'm tired of how some things in my life have gone, and I feel like I've got no legacy right now that I'm going to leave behind when it is inevitably my time to move on from this world. And things like that is something you really need to think about. Like, what do you want people to remember you for? And that is something I've been thinking about for a while. Um, and I know I haven't been like talking to some of my coworkers. I know I haven't exactly been a comedian, so the idea of leaving behind a legacy of laughs just doesn't seem physically possible, uh, or anything like that. But my ability to tell stories and make up stories, like, I really want to leave that behind. And hopefully, in 10, 20, 30 years after I'm gone, some kid will be inspired enough to write his epic, which actually I do have an epic that I've kind of put off working on for 30, 40 years. 30, 40 years? Yeah, yeah, because I'm that old. For the last like 15 years, mostly because the epic I want to tell is in the Star Wars universe. And from what I was told by a published author from a few years ago, trying to break into a universe such as Star Wars and write my own thing, she highly recommended against it. Um, Simply because, you got the copyright stuff and paying to be a writer within that universe is almost not worth it. Like the risk outweigh the good on that kind of scale. Uh, and who knows? Maybe somebody at Disney or Lucas himself will see uh, everything I'm doing here and be intrigued. Maybe somebody will link this after it's on YouTube over to him, and he'll be like, oh well, this guy doesn't seem that interesting, but let's see what he's got. And as my Minecraft story unfolds, maybe he'll be like, okay, this guy's creative. Like, I like this. I want to hear about his story, and maybe one thing will lead to another. Um, on that, let's talk a little bit about my Star Wars story. So the idea was part of role-playing, oops, a role-playing game we did a while back, D&D. I don't remember what the particular system is that we used, but I had made this character, Natanus Lycans, based on a friend of ours, because the group I was in, he was part of, and this character was based on him. Was I didn't realize at the time, but I had introduced the character into two role-playing games that were going on at the exact same time. I thought I was just, having fun making this character uh, that all of us knew based on a friend of ours. And one thing led to another, and it dawned on me what the DM was doing all of a sudden. And the whole story that he was trying to tell, I don't remember. I don't really know what the story ended up being because I wasn't able to make several games. I kept missing out, and eventually just kind of the game ended. Like, I didn't get to see the ending. I didn't know what the end of the story was, any of that. but the game ended. However, during the game, we kept finding one of the other characters, a Jedi. We kept finding clones of her, and we were trying to figure out where these clones were coming from and how they were existing, because in the Star Wars universe, cloning a Jedi is kind of taboo. Like, either it is possible or it is not, and people will say one way or the other. For my storyline, I will say that cloning a Jedi is possible. However, it comes with some problems. Mostly that clone Jedi is not nearly as powerful as the original. There are some ways around that, and that is where some of these clones come in. Is in order to get a clone up to the full strength of its original, you have to basically uh, implant more midichlorianites. Well, how do you get more midichlorianites? Easy. You kill a Jedi and, take them from there. Take them from their corpse, take them from their body while they're still alive, whatever. You harvest the midichlorianites from a live Jedi or a dead Jedi, whichever. I'm not really sure which. I never came up with that portion of it. Never made it that far. Anyway, that is kind of the story. And the only part I really have of that written is the prologue. What happens at the very beginning, what sets our story in motion. And basically, we have two different scenarios. We got a scenario where a Jedi and his ship is landing at a spaceport, and then we have another one where a Republic cruiser has stomped out some pirates and they found a secret laboratory with our main character in it. And it kind of goes from there. Like, Natanus is found uh, in one place and in another. And, maybe if I can figure out a way, maybe I'll put my prologue somewhere. Maybe there's a way to post that and not have somebody claim my original material as theirs. I'll have to look into that. The real problem there is this is based on Star Wars, so they may not like that because I'm not a writer with them. Well, yeah, I figured this would have made a much better storyline than episodes 7, 8, and 9. Much, much better. Like, my story is so much more complex. And in fact, the scope of my story isn't 3 movies. I actually have the scope of my series being like 6 movies. All the timeline of which is all pretty close together. Like, it's not like the other movies where it's been 40 years between them. This would be more along the lines of, like, I don't know, maybe 6 years have passed since the beginning. So it is kind of a epic story arc that I've come up with. And honestly, I do think it would be a heck of a lot better of a story than what Disney has done with their garbage version of Star Wars. And also the time frame of it too. Mine would be set. I think the original setting was 3,000 years after Return of the Jedi. And one of those points would be that Luke actually did succeed. He made a new Jedi Academy, like what is in the the legacy canon. I absolutely hate that Disney did that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, but the idea that they stuck all the good stuff into being non-canon, aka legacy canon, is just absolutely garbage. Especially considering that their new movies are just so terrible. I think we need to forget those movies ever existed and move on. Like a whole new story arc, whole new characters. We're not dealing with the relatives. We need to undo everything Disney has done with those characters and basically say that those don't exist. And bring back the legacy stuff. Like, forget those stupid things that they did. Because they did a lot of things that were terrible. Like, a lot of things that were terrible. Oh my gosh. Get off my lawn. Is that it? Oh my gosh. That was a lot of creepers. Did you see all those? Holy moly. Alright, let's continue this. Because we're almost done. Like, we are very close to being done. I think we gotta do that section and over here. And I'm gonna call it quits on the terraforming for now. Besides, I think we're running low on dirt again. And that's part of the reason why I put this project off for so long. Because look at this, we still got to terraform around that way. Like, I'm not joking, we are going to make one massive wharf area. And I really want this to look like a shipyard. And so there's going to be some things that I've got to look up on how to make them. I have a lot of inspirational pictures I have saved up, but not nearly enough to fully incorporate what I'm thinking with all of this. And then I also need to go and fix the previous stream video. I kind of figured that I was going to get hit with copyright stuff with that. It's fine, I do have all the licenses. However, I'd rather not sit there and dispute all those. It's fine, I was going to cut them out anyway. I probably should have downloaded it first and cut all of that out. And this one should be fine, we're just going to upload it raw. And hopefully by now that stuff is done. It was taking forever to for it to process my changes to that video. This may actually be a little bit too big. I may have made these a little too tall, but it's fine. I wasn't planning on putting any small ships in here either. I was planning on building some big, like Victorian era epic looking ships. Okay, I think that's just about it. We eventually need to come in and terraform the top of this a little bit more. I think I would like to keep this platform here and have this kind of be the boat dock. I don't know what you call that. I'm not a sailor, so I don't know what you call that. But I would like to kind of keep that. We'll probably keep this section over here. Whether or not we keep the sand, I don't know, because part of this, we do need to do some terraforming back through there too. And then we need to raise up. Well, no, we don't have to raise that section up. It'll be fine. But yeah, we got this section up quite a bit more. Come on. There we go. And tomorrow I may have to switch gears and work on some artwork for the next episode. So the stream tomorrow probably will be working on artwork because I got to do a whole new animation slide, which is going to be fun to stream because that is so boring. Like there's really nothing to it. It's just me making all the slides that I need. It's going to be like right. Nope, it's going to be there and here. That reconnects. We'll have to figure out exactly how we want this to look because I do want to have a bridge right here. But first, we're gonna try and build up all the wharf area, which is going to be fun, especially considering that right there. We may end up doing some changes over there. I'm not exactly sure what kind of changes, but we'll probably end up making some changes there. I kind of do need to come over here and finish this. I don't want it to drop off into the ocean completely over here until we get to over here somewhere. I did, back when I first started this world, started filling this in because this was, literally all of this was me. This whole section was just floating with nothing attached to the bottom of the ocean. So I went in, did a lot of work trying to connect it back to the ground. And yeah, see, I kind of missed some spots here. This whole section was just floating. I thought it looked kind of funny. The sand was normal. Like I think from about here over to here, where this sand is, all of that, like this whole area here, was just floating on nothing. So I had to go in and throw a bunch of blocks and try to make it look good. I did that over the course of I don't know, a couple weeks back when I first made this world, because there was a lot more houses and stuff. This is kind of the only thing original still here. This furnace. I have not moved it yet. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it. I know that's how you make certain villager traders. This house is original. It's been blown up a little bit by a creeper. Like you can see the glass is missing here. The door is long since gone. I think, yeah, this door's still here for some reason with pigs. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that there or not. This bridge has been blown up multiple times. Like, I still haven't fixed the last one. Like, this should be connected right here. Yeah, lots of creepers. I hate creepers so much. This house, it suffered a creeper explosion as well. This one's going to get torn down eventually. You know what? Forget eventually. We're just going to do this right now. We've got time. We're just going to go ahead and tear this one down. It has been on my nerves for long enough that it's right here. I don't really need the blocks from it. It's just, it's an eyesore. I'm tired of seeing it. Been there for 2 years and I haven't torn it down yet. Most of the other ones I have. That one I'm debating on keeping it. I don't really know if I want to keep it or not. This one's been here long enough in a destroyed phase. So we're just going to go ahead and just get rid of it because I'm tired of looking at it. You probably, at the end of my last video, you probably saw this house. Actually, you probably saw the entire village before I came in and just absolutely annihilated it and altered it to what I wanted. Including the ridiculous looking farms over there. They're not the greatest. Eventually we probably will. I don't care about that. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. Hi. Luckily this one isn't embedded in the ground either. So I don't have to use up my precious dirt to fix it. Hi. If I need another Fletcher, I'll make one. I don't really care about him. Keep those. Another part that I really want to get working on is the roads. So I read a video, or I read a video. Yes, I read a video. I read a video. I watched a video that was talking about things you can do to keep yourself motivated in Minecraft and keep yourself motivated to make content. And one of the things it talked about was progress. Just showing progress on whatever world or build or whatever it is. And it makes so much sense. Like, if you ever have worked on a world for any length of time, you'll notice after a while that you start getting burned out. Maybe you have been working on something for a very long time and it hasn't worked out. Maybe you're getting tired of working on things and not seeing anything really come together. And I can see that. Like, There have been times on this world where I'm just like, ugh, why? It's taking forever. I'm not seeing any progress. So little things to help show yourself that you are progressing is really, really helpful. And one of the things for progress purposes that they said in that video is roads. Having roads everywhere, like showing the connections, like how is this how is this connected to how is the sheep farm connected to the sawmill? How is the sawmill and the sheep farm connected to my house? How is it connected to what is eventually going to be my furnace array? How is that connected to the basalt and cobble generator? How's that connected to the cactus farm? How is that connected to my old bee farm? I say old because we got a newer one back there. And, you know, for the longest time, my house has been unfinished. That's mostly because of my lack of copper. Excuse me. But, yeah. Uh, so there were points in the past year where I was just like, why am I working on this? Uh, the short little videos I was making were kind of just like, they were all right. I mean, I was kind of experimenting with the idea of making videos again because I tried a while back and nothing just ever went to plan. Like I was getting frustrated on multiple levels. But since then, I have actually learned that this is a marathon. Creating content and building up a community is going to be a marathon. It is going to take a long time, and there is the full on chance that it never happens. Uh, a lot of content creators out there have been making it since YouTube was brand new, or Minecraft was brand new, more correctly. So their content has been around for a while, people have discovered them, and they're now reaping the reward of the years they've spent just doing this and making videos. I don't have that time frame. I haven't spent years doing this, sort of. I haven't spent, years making content for others to enjoy. Oh, we need to go fix the shovel. So, showing that progress and showing, our forward momentum into making something is one part for my audience and the other part is strictly for me. To keep myself motivated. And this, we got a lot of projects. I would like to do something with this in room. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is going to involve a lot more in stone and maybe some, uh, what are they called? Emeralds. I'm thinking something that looks like an emerald palace kind of look is what I'm going to go for. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. I can fly over here. I don't really need the ender eyes, or ender pearls. And one of the things we need to do in the future is, you know what, I'm going to wait till we're done here because it's so loud. Okay, where was I? What was I talking about? Showing progress. We left off on showing progress. What kind of progress was I talking about? I don't know. I don't remember. Eventually we're going to come back in here and decorate all this. Right now it's just kind of open and out. I don't exactly know how I'm going to decorate it though, because we got to bear in mind we got to keep it spawn proof so that they don't have a place to teleport to. Which is something else I'm thinking about doing. I would very much like to completely cover this in water at some point. I don't know. That's one of those things that's a huge undertaking, because we got a lot that we need to do. Another thing I need to do at some point is I would like to get a shulker farm made. I don't need these at all. Well, maybe. You never know what you need stuff for. There may be a day where I actually need all that. All them ender eyes, ender pearls. Out. So that's how much dirt we got left. And this is already, like, this is why I don't use grass, because this is already grown. And eventually it's going to get covered up anyway. Yeah, but for now, I think we're gonna end it here. We got we got this terraformed, so this is all the way up now. It's again probably a little bit too high for a ship. I don't know. I've never built a, well, sort of. I've never built a ship myself. I had a friend, sort of friend, build a ship for me in a creative world on a server that I used to play on. Uh, there are there's nothing wrong with the server itself. There were just some things that I felt like, there's things that I wanted to do and I couldn't do it on that server. For instance, they had a strict policy of no recording. For somebody that's wanting to record and make videos, that's not good. So I had to basically stop, and I actually broke that rule of theirs once by pure accident. Like I wasn't doing it maliciously. Like I got on, had everything running. I was like, "Hey guys, smile! You're on Twitch," and they were like, "No, no, no! Stop that right now!" And then it occurred to me. I was like, "Oh crap! I'm breaking a rule," and I didn't mean to. I just didn't. I didn't think about it, and I immediately stopped, got off, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I completely forgot about that rule." Um, Again, that was nothing. There was no malicious intent there. That is one of their rules, and I accidentally broke it. Just for a split second, I just was not thinking about, hey, the server wishes to not have, it doesn't want to be public, basically. They don't want people coming in because some streamer is like, hey, this seems like a good place. There's more going on with that server, but we're not going to talk about that. It's a very adult and oriented server. So they don't want kids basically on that server. It's more of a, this is for adults. This, we're all adults here. We respect each other. We game together, and we just want to get away from children that want to mess with our stuff, kind of thing. So they wish to basically just remain anonymous. But yeah, so we're gonna try and clean up some of the sand here. Hey. Eventually we'll probably clean up the rest of the sand. Yeah, a few more minutes and then we're gonna be done for today. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you love the chats. I hope you comment on this video. Maybe something I said hit you and you just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. And you know what? We're gonna go sleep because I don't want to deal with the mobs. So if any of the topics I talked about in either one of these videos, please feel free to comment, leave me a message, tell me what you think, how I'm doing, and how you're doing. How are you doing? Are you fine? You all right? You need a hug? Just whatever comes to your mind. Maybe, how, maybe there's something special that's on your mind that you'd like to talk about. Oh, why'd you get rid of my chicken? In fact, we probably need to eat some chicken. I'm thinking we just kind of follow where the sand already is. I know there's a couple of spots over there. We're just gonna get rid of them. The idea is eventually, once we get everything worked out, I do want to have a build up here. I don't want that. Wait, did we get iron? Oh, go away. So what we should end up with is a nice little platform up here. And then once we start working on various elements surrounding the wharf, we'll terraform this a little more. Because right now we got those trees growing on those pop-up spots. I don't really know what to call those. The little islands on top of this island, I guess. Yeah, let's finish this out a little bit more. We may have to put in a little bit of another lighthouse right there to kind of show that there's an island there. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do that. And the podzol, we gotta get rid of the podzol at some point. No, actually, may may bring this down a layer, like maybe this layer here, and then we can build up our dock port thing right here. Maybe with like a ticket booth or something. And eventually when we do the town, I think I'm going to put a kind of the same kind of thing up on the mountain there that is for airships. And a few things I want to do with the airships. I want to have like a couple of different airships going around, like maybe a passenger airship. Um, you know, just kind of bring in people to and from. Like maybe these are, yeah, we'll probably bring it down to here. But yeah, maybe there's like a passenger ship. I do have plans for one that is carrying coal because, you know, any steampunk style town is probably going to need a lot of coal. And that's another thing we're going to do with this. Is going to be kind of it's going to be our furnace array eventually. I do want to extend this. We're going to make another section over here, but off the ground. Like this is the base, and then we're going to have another section over here that is, you know, the actual furnace array. Like we're going to do a big one that incorporates a whole bunch of different things in it. So for now, we're going to clean this up. We'll come back to this project probably tomorrow. We'll get some things done towards the next episode and probably work on some artwork for the next episode too. Actually, tomorrow might be artwork day. We may just focus on doing artwork tomorrow. Yeah, probably need to work on the artwork because I don't have any of the artwork I need for the next phase, the next episode. I was thinking possibly get the episode out by Friday, but based on how much work I was able to get done today, probably not. It may have to wait a week. Well, not a full week, but it's not going to be out as soon as I was hoping. Because I was originally thinking maybe I can squeeze in another episode this week. But thinking about it and all the things that I've got to do, it may be a little bit longer. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a fun time hearing me ramble on about different things, and then hearing me get quiet on you when I don't have anything to talk about. That's something that's something we'll have to work on next stream, is me continuously talking. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it. I do hope you guys had a fantastic time. I hope you have a great day, and I need to make artwork for this as well because I don't have a good buy thing set up and ready. We are going to do this though. I'm going to come here. Yeah, we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. And I will see you guys next time. And I will also see you guys in the next episode when it is finished and ready to come out. So till then, have a good one.